Hi guys, I'm Yael Maimon and we're at the ocean again, and I thought this recording will be dedicated to International Women's Day, and so I'm about to tell you about women that I admire and stuff like that. Okay. Well, basically, I think I'm going to mention so many women because there are like a lot of a long list of like women that really inspire me, and they are like a great role model for me. And okay, well, I think that most of the women that that have the greatest like influence and inspiration in my life, I think they are athletes. And like, let's mention some names. Nadia Comaneci, I hope I'm like pronouncing the names correctly. Okay, Nadia is like, she has always been like my favorite person. Let's say I admired her like since I was like I was very young. Like, I think I watched a movie about Nadia Comaneci when I was like 8 years old or something like that. Anyway, she made a history. She's like the best, I think, women athlete like ever. She has made some amazing breakthrough with like you know, the perfect 10 that she did like back in the 80s, and like I can't compare her to any other athletes. Like, although there are so many great women athletes out there, but like Nadia Comaneci is like my number one. And there are many like tennis players that I really love, because like tennis is like my favorite sport. And like, let's mention some names I really admire. My number one is Serena Williams. Like, she is like, wow, she is amazing. And I watched recently like a documentary about her life, and like, she's really an amazing person. And her sister Venus, also such a great and amazing tennis player. But basically, like, Serena is my favorite. And I also love Jelena Jankovic and Maria Sharapova, of course. And like, I think these are my favorite tennis players. And let's see. Like, I think that I mostly admire like women athletes because of like well, it's a lot of like, well, in any profession there's a lot of hard work, but like in sports it's like the physical effort and stamina and stuff like you can compare it like to any other professions, and like I really admire their physical strength and mental strength. Okay, let's see more women that I truly admire. Well, and now we're going to talk about like movies. That's like my favorite thing, I think. Well, there's a movie character that I especially like love. It's like Sarah Connor from Terminator, and like I just think that she's like my best women character like ever. She's like, you know, like she's basically in this movie, like she's like a fighter, and she like basically saves humanity like with her well, it's like, well, it's complicated, but well, Sarah Connor is like, the name of the actress is like Sarah Hamilton, and like, well, her performance is like so amazing and extraordinary. Like you really feel like she's like Sarah Connor, like such a powerful model, I think, like for women. And let's see, I like well, from TV, I think I really love Claire Dance. She performs in Homeland, which is a series that like there were already like 7 seasons, and Claire Dance is basically playing Carrie Matheson in Homeland, and like she's like an a CIA agent, and she has like a bipolar disorder, and like she like gets terrorists and like saves the world in many ways, like prevent terror attacks and stuff, and like catch the bad guys, and she just do all the things that you would expect a great female role model to do, and she's also with all her strength and like all the wonderful and like outstanding things that she does, she's also on the other hand like a very vulnerable person, and so the series shows like her vulnerability and sensitivity and stuff, but it doesn't underestimate the great like mental strength and that she has, and the great things that she does. And that's what I love about this series and this character. And let's think what else. Well, there are a lot of like more women actresses that comes into my mind, but mostly my favorites I've always admired like Winona Ryder, and like I think that one of her first performances that I watched was like in Edward Scissors, and like she was basically blonde in that movie, and I think I was about like 10. It was one of the first movies I actually watched at the movie theater, and well, it's just such an extraordinary and exceptional movie, and like her performance was like so touching. You know that scene where she dances like in the snow, like when Edward is sculpting the ice, and like it breaks me. Like every time I watch that movie, like I cry like in this scene, like a baby and stuff. And like I really love Winona Ryder. Like I think I love all her movies that she plays in. Like mostly, well, I love her performance in Mermaids, where Cher also plays. She plays her mother in this movie, and like Mermaids is just, I think, one of my favorite movies, and in general, like it's about like an adolescent and with Winona Ryder, and like and all the things that surrounds this subject and stuff that we're not going to get into, like love and falling in love and relationships and like religion and beliefs and like lots of things. Okay. Also Reality Bites with Winona Ryder, such a great movie, and then like she just like went off the screen like for many years, and like I was like so sad, like she was such a great actress. And like recently a new movie came out where she like plays with the Keanu Reeves, Destination Wedding, and like I really enjoyed that movie. Well, first I think they are like such a great couple, like tonight on the screen, and she also plays in Stranger Things, which I love. It's on Netflix, so she's my favorite, I think. Winona Ryder. I always loved her, like her performance is like so convincing. Her, like, with every character she plays, like her emotions and stuff are like so like genuine and so real, like you really forget it's a movie. It's like, of course there are so many great movie players, but like she's like one of the best, I think. Okay, let's talk about some art. I admire, like, there are lots of women artists that I can think of that are basically like modern artists, but let's talk about the women artists that I most admire. I think from the past are like I think Mary Cassette. I really hope I'm pronouncing names right. Like, it's so embarrassing. I like saw all her works like in books and stuff, and like thought, wow, she's like a really great artist. Like, I really loved her pastels and like also her oils and stuff, her impressionistic technique, and like, but when like I actually watched in person her works in Paris, especially, it blew me away, and like it's like when you see like works like in person, like it was just then, like when I saw everything like, you know, like in life, that I realized just wow, like she's like, and she did like everything like in a time where still women were not like how do I say that, like it was very difficult for women to like step into the art field and like really like pursue art as a career. And like Marika said, I think she did a great job, and that's why I admire her so much. I think her work is not less than Monet or like Renoir or any of the other impressionist artists that were working at her time. The time like when man like still dominates the art field. And also Frida Kahlo, and like she's another artist that I admire, like especially like after like I really got to know about her life, and then it embedded meaning like into her work and stuff, and like then you realize like the greatness of her artwork and the greatness of the things that she achieved. And okay, let's think of more women that I admire. Well, I think like I talked about artists and actresses and athletes, and of course there are other women like in other fields that I admire. Like, let's see. Well, I admire Golda Meir. She was like the first prime minister in Israel. She really was like an extraordinary person, like being the prime minister of a country that was just born, and she had like a lot of work, and she just created a great base for all the prime ministers that came after her. She was like something that it comes like once in a lifetime, once in history. And okay, okay, I think I mentioned lots of some women that I really love and admire, and that they really inspire me in so many ways, in their work, in their lives, in their professional careers. So you have a wonderful International Women's Day, and you have a great day, and bye now. Ciao.